Hello, friends, and welcome to this week's edition of The Poet, the Pastor, the Pundit podcast, opining on the intersection of faith and politics. We are members of a progressive Christian faith committed to embodying God's love in a fully inclusive way and to activating God's vision of shalom through the work of justice and peace. We take time each week to comment on current events through the lived experiences that have shaped us and through an ever-evolving faith that responds to the needs of those who suffer unjustly in our world. We share from the heart, and we thank you for tuning in. We are the poet, the pastor, and the pundit. Thank you for listening. And here we are.
Together again for the first time.
If there are any Muppet movie fans out there, which I'm a big fan of, you'll know that. Together again. Anyway, welcome. We are the poet, the pastor, and the pundit, opining on the intersection of faith and politics. And each week we come in here and try to talk about current events and our perspectives through the lens of faith and how we've lived it. And oh my,
I know.
How you feeling this week?
Really wretched.
Yeah, you were talking about you wanted me to help you deal with your caca.
Yes. Is there any hope of that?
For the right, as I said, for the right price, I can help you.
Talk to my daughter.
Okay. And how are you?
Well, coming back up to the surface, I think a little bit. But
Breathing a little, maybe.
It's not. Yeah. It's not a pleasant smell generally.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Lord.
Anyway,
What are we to do?
Well, we'll talk about that. You brought some books in?
I did.
What do we got?
2 books by Jane Goodall.
Oh, nice.
Reason for Hope and
Okay.
Hope. So
The
there's
Book
a
of Hope
theme
and
here.
Reason for Hope.
Reason for
Well,
Hope.
Turn 'em around.
let there be hope.
there you
Let
go.
there be.
There you go.
She's wonderful.
Yes.
As we all know.
Miss her.
Yes.
Yeah.
She died recently.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what good work she did.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
A life's work. Imagine that.
Yeah. And what she accomplished is astonishing. She really lived with
Yeah. Wouldn't we all be
The
better
chimps.
off living with the chimps and the apes
Totally.
than we
I'm
are with the
voting for elephants. They're my new
They're
favorite.
wonderful.
elephants,
If they weren't the
octopi,
Yes.
dolphins,
Dolphins.
Yes.
Oh,
pigs.
pigs.
Yes.
They're
Absolutely.
both docile and smart.
And smart. And
Yeah.
they don't care that they make a mess. I like that.
Yeah. They enjoy living in a mess. In
Actually,
fact, and we should
they
get
do,
used to
yes.
that.
Yeah. All right.
And how about you, Pastor John?
You know, I just feel this weight,
Yes.
this burden.
Yes.
And it's all the ugliness we're carrying. I was at a meeting yesterday. I'm a part of a group called the DeKalb County Nonprofit Partnership, and we have coffee together every morning every month in a large room for an hour, and we just talk.
That's good.
And 2 weeks ago, they had their big annual fundraiser. And we all went into that knowing that given the state of the world and the economy, we weren't going to hit our goals this year. And the week came and went, and we almost doubled our goal.
Oh my gosh.
Kidding.
Unbelievable. And so we all gathered yesterday, and we were just on this high. And the question was, why? And people started talking about maybe this happened, maybe this happened. And I said, you know what? I have a theory, and there's no way to prove this. And the theory is that we are so overwhelmed by the lack of civility, the mean-spiritedness that has
Yes.
come to characterize this age we're living through, and the sort of desperation
Yes.
that we saw a way to remind ourselves what it meant to be good to one another. And we so wanted to rise up and be that people in this time.
Yes.
And everybody in the room went, oh, yes.
Right.
And so hope
hope.
is what we hold on to.
Absolutely.
And in times like this, we really do see the goodness of people
Yes.
rise to the surface and reclaim
Yes.
the world we want to live in. I think that's a part of what's happening.
I like that word, reclaim.
Yeah.
And I think after the fall of this rain, and it
Yeah,
will.
it's coming.
It will.
It will fall. I think the wisest among us say this is a wonderful opportunity that we may have
Yes.
to look back on our foundation, our founding,
Yes.
and see if we can live up to it.
You mean
in the future.
liberty and justice for all?
I was just going to say, every week you say it, with liberty and justice.
For all.
For all.
Yeah.
We should live so
For we
long.
hold these truths to be self-evident, that all are
people
created equal. And
Yes.
endowed by their Creator with the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the people we want to become.
That's such a wonderful phrase.
It is.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit
Pursuit.
of happiness.
The documentarian Ken Burns
Yes. What a
declared that
wonderful
to be
guy.
the second greatest sentence in human history. That we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all are created. He said that's the second greatest sentence, and everybody wants to know then.
Yeah, okay. Tell
What's
us.
What's the first?
I love you.
Oh.
He said that is,
Ken is the guy.
he is.
He is.
Isn't that brilliant? And
Yeah.
so uplifting.
Yeah.
Yes, and so right. And didn't he do 9 innings about baseball?
He did.
And it was fabulous.
I have a friend who worked on the editing team
Really?
with Ken Burns, putting that documentary together.
Wow.
Warren Goldstein is his name. Jewish man out of New York.
Oh, my kind of guy.
Married a UCC pastor.
Oh.
And did his doctoral research, his PhD research on the early history of baseball.
No kidding.
At a time when the academic world didn't deem baseball dignified enough to be worthy of academic pursuit. And so he broke that ground
Right on.
and wrote that book. And then Ken Burns, as he's putting the documentary together, went to him and said, I want you to come edit this with me.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
They
awesome.
spent a week together in New Hampshire.
New
And
Hampshire.
went through hundreds of hours of film to get it down to the 18 hours, the
Right.
9 innings.
Oh, what a great piece of work.
Oh, I watch it every winter.
Yes, winter. When it seems like,
In
is
the
the
depths
baseball
of-
season ever going to
Gotta come back, right?
In the depths of despair.
That's right. The
Yeah.
dark hour. Now is the winter of my discontent made whole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Oy.
There are a couple of things I wanted to bring up this week, both centering on our Attorney General replacing Pam Bondi and the head of the Department of Justice, none other than Todd Blanche. And there are two things that happened this week. One has become much talked about, the other is little known. Let's deal with the little known one first. He declared there would be no investigation into the murder of Renee Good, a
hadn't
woman
heard that one.
assassinated on the streets of Minneapolis by the ICE agents, saying there's no evidence to suggest that there was any wrongdoing, and even then went so far as to say that the governor himself has enacted an insurrection.
Really?
Yes.
Good.
And is sponsoring terrorism. Is a state sponsor for terrorism.
Wow.
Setting the stage for a tweet that would follow later this week from President Trump saying he's considering employing the Insurrection Act.
Really?
Yeah, I've long suspected that sometime prior to the midterms, there would be some act
absolutely.
like this that would
Absolutely.
shut down
Right.
the elections as we know it.
And that's trying to legitimize this other force that he's creating to make sure all the polling sites
Yeah.
are free and fair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the
They're training a new militarized force to.
isn't it the
course.
apex? Is it the apex of hypocrisy? Is there anything higher than that?
No,
Is
that's
that
the
the-
top.
that's
That's
the
the
top?
point.
It is simultaneously the apex of hypocrisy and tyranny and the nadir of democracy.
There you go.
That's well put.
That must be the test that we had to take at the end of high school, not the ACTs, PSATs and SATs.
Yeah.
There was always a question to define apex and nadir.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't remember that,
Don't
but-
you?
No,
Every time, because I
that
took
was
it,
after
I
my
took-
time.
Well, I took it multiple times because I kept trying to better my score. I couldn't bring up math at all. Yeah, apex and nadir
Wow.
were always words to be defined.
Yeah, top and the bottom.
Yeah.
The best and the worst. It was the best of
Times
times. It was the worst of times.
And that's
Okay.
the opening for
Tale of Two Cities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we think we believe, and we have evidence to prove that Trump is trying to set the stage for the Insurrection Act.
Yeah.
yes.
I think anyone reading the news would agree that that is in process.
Yeah. And so, oh, yes.
Okay, but since he has said those things about Governor Walz
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and the things that he said, is he not held to the same standards of libel and
That is a really good question.
what's the other one? Print, libel, and slander.
Slander.
Defamation, slander.
Yes.
Which is interesting because that's going to segue us into the second story I want to talk about. But there may be more to say about this, and there is more to say about this Insurrection Act. But he can do this, libel, slander, and defame others with impunity, while at the same time he filed a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against his own government
Right.
Right.
for libel, slander, and defamation.
Gee.
Now back to Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche this week authorized the Department of Justice to create a $2 billion slush fund
What?
for anybody with a legitimate claim that the Biden administration illegally targeted them.
Oh, for Christ.
And so $2 million to be dispensed by a panel of 5 individuals appointed by and accountable to, take a wild guess,
Oh, let
Gee,
me
who could it
think.
possibly be?
Yeah.
Donald Trump. They don't have to report their findings. They don't have to disclose their findings. They don't have to disclose who applied. They don't have to disclose who they awarded money to or how much they awarded them to. The only one they're accountable to is Donald Trump.
Really?
So he just got the Department of Justice to authorize $2 billion of our tax dollars to be handed out to January 6th insurrectionists.
But
Gee.
and it doesn't have to go through Congress?
No,
Apparently not.
This will be tested.
I can't believe it.
I mean, before.
Jamie Raskin yesterday asked in committee for subpoenas to be issued to Todd Blanche, the head of the Treasury, Besson,
Yeah.
and a couple of others. The department, the deputy to the Department of Justice who signed off on this. They want to subpoena them all. This will be challenged in court. I can't
Before
imagine
money
it.
is signed
We don't
out?
know
Yeah,
that.
okay.
We don't.
Because that could just be very short work if our president, DJT, just asks for the money and they say, yeah, okay, take a couple bill.
Yeah. What's the
Yeah,
diff?
you know. I mean, we don't have to worry about a lot of paperwork for everybody else.
Right. He
Am I right?
All he has to do is say it, and it's done.
If he's not accountable to anybody but himself.
Apparently not. Right. Deep sigh.
You know, I keep coming back to one thing that I keep coming back to is how we pay our taxes every year. We file the taxes. They take the money. And while we do that, our elected representatives in the House and the Senate are not representing us.
No.
Amazing.
the last
Yep.
Trump Congress and this one are the least productive years of Congress in history, except for one. They're second. There was another one that was even less effective. It's hard to swallow, isn't it?
Well, it's like a bad dream.
It's a very bad dream.
I mean, do other people not see that a taxpayer revolt has got to be on the horizon?
I was going to say, when do we start talking about withholding our tax dollars
Really?
in protest?
Do we not?
And I'd be
have
happy
the
to
right
put them
do that?
in escrow to return them to the government when they start acting on our behalf. But
That would be nice.
I don't want my tax dollars to fund insurrectionists, to actual insurrectionists,
Exactly.
or Donald Trump, who sues the government that he runs, and in order, so this slush fund was set up as a way of dismissing the $200 billion lawsuit that Trump filed against his own government
Was
for
it
what they.
$200 billion?
It was something like that, and a judge dismissed this, and Todd Blanche who was Trump's personal attorney, by the way,
Oh, no, but he
went to
doesn't
the
want you to
judge
say
and
that.
said,
No.
"Don't dismiss the case. Let us settle it before you dismiss it." And so they created this slush fund to settle at a lower price, and to also award money to anybody that had a claim that Joe Biden inappropriately targeted them. And Trump was asked about, I don't know anything about this.
He usually says that.
Yeah.
And I see the postings on Facebook on different reels, and my response is usually, why doesn't he know about this? What is he doing with his time?
Well, let's talk about what is he doing with his time.
Taking naps?
Well,
You get the ballroom,
yes.
Oh, yeah, there's the ballroom.
which is
That's been stopped, though, now, right?
Has it?
there's a judge that said you can't be doing this because it takes an act of Congress and it's national park property.
Right.
So has that stopped?
No,
Of course
no,
not.
no. In fact, we're learning that the cost overruns are enormous. And I just saw a video today that there is a 6-story bunker being built underneath the ballroom that's going to house a military hospital and bunkers for members of the administration.
6 million?
Stories.
Six
No,
stories.
6-story
6 stories.
Okay, has EPA
military
and
militarized bunker.
any geological
No,
or
no,
architectural
no.
work
In fact,
been
that-
done to know if that's
No,
sound?
in fact, one of the things that the judge did to stop this was also say that there's no EPA analysis of all of that. So that's one of the things he's doing.
Okay.
He's looking to build his 250-foot arch.
Yes, Arc de Triomphe.
Arc de Triomphe. Arc de Trump.
Trump
Arc
fund.
de Trump. Yeah.
Trump
He's spending how many millions, tens of millions? Is it $100 million on the mirror pool in front of the Lincoln Memorial?
You know, I think he really missed an opportunity there.
Oh, no.
I mean, he did hire friends.
A no-bid contract given
A
to his
no-bid-
friends.
All right. So, and they're trying to paint it blue. And I think the image that they have hanging on the flags in front of government agencies now could be reflecting down there. Those images of his mugshot could be the base.
There you go.
Gosh.
And then you know, so that when we're all bathing there, we always
Yes.
have our president in mind.
Isn't that heartwarming?
So that-
It is. I feel it is.
The
I'm opining. I'm
they're
just opining.
putting
on
a
that.
surface down and they're painting it blue, but they put the wrong paint down and it's already bubbling up because it's not sticking to the
Really?
surface.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So
Well, nobody
Funny,
asked,
really.
have you ever painted a reflecting pool before?
right, right, and after it was discovered that they're doing a really crappy job, Trump, after months of saying, you know, he's hired them because he trusts them, he knows them, they're
Yeah.
actually his buddies,
Yeah.
that he awarded a no-bid contract to,
Mm-hmm.
is saying, he's never heard of this company before, knows nothing about them.
What a guy.
Yeah.
You can rely on him to lie. You know, that's the one thing, you can rely on him to lie.
He's dependable.
Yeah, absolutely. Think of that. That's a quality that's gone to shit, isn't it? Sorry.
There's a podcast I listen to, and for a long time they did their weekly corrupt date, which was an update on the corruption with Donald Trump. I haven't heard them do that in a while, but it feels like that we need to do a corrupt date here periodically.
Yeah. Wow.
The level of corruption.
And the thing is, and we've talked about this before, the brazen and blatant nature of what he does and gets away with.
That is really
is
astounding.
setting the precedent, and you and I have talked about precedent-setting things.
Yeah.
I mean, once you've disparaged this, it's so much easier to disparage that. And then,
Right.
And then a whole
Absolutely.
class. Once you've cheated here, next one's easy. It just multiplies.
It does.
It's like compounding interest. And Trump and his buddies, that whole regime, are absolutely making a career
Yes.
of pushing the outer limits of morality,
Yeah. Decency.
decency.
Civility. There's we talked last week about the Supreme Court overturning the Civil Rights or the Voting Rights
Yes.
Act. Every state across the South now is looking to enact the same kind of
Really?
redistricting that marginalizes black voters.
Gee.
And there were 3 districts in Tennessee around the Memphis area that have been historically black, one of which has had a elected black member of Congress since 1923.
No kidding.
And within 2 weeks, the state of Tennessee went in and redrew those maps. And those now black voters are split into 3 different districts. Some of which are now connected to rural voters like 200 miles away that they have nothing to do with. And that district, which again since 1923 has elected a black member of Congress, is defunct.
So, okay,
Good
John, I
Lord.
know you've spent a lot of time in white fragility, white privilege.
Yeah.
Okay, and Becky keeps saying, well, what can we do? In the situation there,
Yeah.
are there mobilization efforts among the black population to
Yeah.
get everyone
Yes.
to vote?
Exactly.
And not only that,
Oh, yeah.
to not alienate white voters.
Right.
I mean, it's not just get all the black people to vote in their behalf. Is there any reasonable approach to white people realizing this is wrong?
There's an organized movement called All Roads Lead South.
Really?
That is a voting rights massive campaign across the South. There was a big demonstration last week in Montgomery, another march across the
yeah.
Edmund Pettus
Right,
Bridge.
right.
Excellent.
And there is a massive mobilization effort across the South focusing on the midterm elections.
Good.
And the numbers, early poll numbers that are coming out are showing a pretty strong blue wave,
No kidding.
even across the South. And
Go ahead.
no, it's early, but yes, there is an organized effort.
I mean, people have to realize, I believe, I'm opining, to enable black people or brown people or green people to vote doesn't minimize my vote.
Right.
It makes all of our votes stronger
Exactly.
for the right, for the good. And we just don't seem to grasp that.
Yeah, the other thing we don't grasp is a black voter casting their vote in the interest of the black community is as much a benefit to me as a white person as it would be to them.
Good point. And that's
Exactly.
exactly true.
Yeah, it's not like the blacks are going to win, the whites are going to lose.
Exactly.
We are all in this together.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And we have to keep coming back to that
Yeah.
because the urge is to divide.
Yes.
This is
Correct.
against
Yes,
that.
yes,
and what
yes.
we're saying is no, we are together.
Right. Stronger together. I
Absolutely.
wish we could just grasp that if you're hurt, I'm hurting.
Exactly.
Right. What was it King said? Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Exactly.
That's exactly it. It's exactly it.
Yeah.
We just have to keep saying that.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Especially to our white siblings who
Right.
find what Donald Trump is selling to be appealing to them.
And how do we make ourselves do that?
Well,
Well, I'm the wrong one to ask because my siblings, 3 of them, are staunch
I just-
supporters of the man.
you know, I think
Yeah.
Trump's claim to fame has to be that he enabled the majority of his followers to hate the same people he hated. It didn't bring the quality of our lives up.
Au contraire.
It justified functioning at a lower, more barbaric level.
Across the board.
Yeah, and I think that, as I look at it, is fear-based.
Yes.
Your gain
Yes.
is my loss.
It has to
Not
be.
your gain is also my gain.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a zero-sum ideology. If you win, I lose.
Exactly.
But how very historically based that is.
Right.
There has to be a winner and there has to be a loser.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to your sermon last Sunday when, Jesus said there is no difference between, I'm going to paraphrase.
Yeah.
I'm not as glib as you are. There's no difference between Catholic and Jew or
Right.
Congregationalist. There's no difference between man, woman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's us right now. That's
Yes.
what we're living in right now.
That's the truth we need to reclaim.
Right.
One of the truths we need to reclaim.
Right. And it had only taken us 2,000 some years to
Gee.
kind of come to grips with it. Isn't that interesting?
Well, at least we are now dealing with it on some level.
It's definitely being dealt.
Yeah.
God knows.
You got a couple of quotes you brought in? Mary Oliver quotes?
Oh, well, Becky and I do enjoy poetry. Becky is the poet. But I will say we've been talking about hope
Yes, we
in
have.
the past, and I've been struggling to find it. And I found something that I think speaks to my heart. It's a poem by Mary Oliver.
Yes,
And I love Mary Oliver because I think she's a lot like Emily Dickinson.
she is.
The simplicity of the power
Yes.
is what makes it so wonderful.
Emily is right there.
Right there. This is by Mary Oliver, though. And I think of it this morning, and a lot of mornings when I go, oh, God, I can't open my eyes without help. If you want me to get up today, you got to help me open my eyes. And this is Mary Oliver's poem. It is a serious thing just to be alive on this fresh morning in this broken world.
Isn't that wonderful?
Wow.
Isn't that wonderful? Mm-hmm. She is right there.
Right there.
And so is Jane Goodall.
A survival guide for trying times.
You think that
I
might
like
be
that.
have some good?
Yeah.
And here she is, reason for hope.
Yeah.
And she spent years and years living with the chimps and learning and teaching sign language. I mean, she did absolutely breathtaking work. And now she's saying, this is a survival guide. Not read this and you'll know what to do, but
Right.
just a way to think about it, a way to move when you feel paralyzed, that sort of thing.
Well, you usually ask us at this time, what do we do? I hope you get some good ideas about that. What do we do to share?
I think she is a person worth reading because she's no fool and she knows what she's. I think she recently died actually.
Oh, yes,
but
she
she's
did.
still alive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she is worth reading. A survival guide for trying times.
One of the voices I love to listen to is a former attorney in the White House who worked in the pardon office.
Oh, I know who you
Liz
mean.
Oyer is her
Liz Oyer.
name.
Yeah.
And I listened to a video she put out just early this morning, or maybe it was late last night. And I thought of both of you when she was talking. And she talked about the Todd Blanche thing with the money and the corruption. And she just said, you have to lift up your voice. Your voice matters and you have to be heard. Lift it up without fear or rancor, but lift up your voice. And I actually wrote in response to her video about these two women that kept coming in and saying, what are we going to do? And I said, let's do a podcast. And I told her, we're lifting up our voice every week without
Absolutely.
fear, without rancor.
Right.
And this is one of the things that we do to find our hope.
Hope
So,
is, I think it was a poet, Jane, what's her bucket? What's her
Yeah.
bucket? Jane,
Jane, what's her bucket? I know
yeah,
that one. Yeah.
where she says, hope is the hardest love we bear.
well, that's a good last word for you. Do you have a last word?
No, I always feel hopeful after we've spent some time together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are trying to lift our voices to elevate the circumstances that are pushing us down, and
Yes.
we're really fighting against it. As my shirt says, because if anybody's looking for the terrorist group,
You're now a terrorist.
yeah,
Oh,
I am.
absolutely.
yeah,
I
I
am
am
Antifa.
Antifa.
And
Yeah, by definition, you are now considered a terrorist by our
Yeah.
government.
we
So-
know. We
And
know.
I'll tell you, I'm still going to be wearing my pearls if they come for me, because I'm also a Ruth Bader Ginsburg girl.
All right. Well, my last word, I'm going to add to it this week. I always say we're in this together. We need each other. We will get through this. I'm going to add the words of Julian of Norwich, who said, all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. And on that note, we are the poet, the pastor, and the pundit, opining as we are wont to do on the intersection of faith and politics. Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon.
You bet.
Right.
Hi,
This too
Molly.
will be edited. Well, another week has come and gone. We have done our best to give you all something to think about from the perspective that we have as progressive faith seekers. We invite you to tune in each week as we, the poet, the pastor, and the pundit, opine on the intersection of faith and politics. Thank you for listening.